Thank you, Mama.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really to throw you out.
So guys, it is the month of August. August is a very, very depressing month for me. Being from New Orleans is very, very depressing. So on this video, I'm just gonna give y'all a little brief story time of my Katrina experience. All nipped in the bud. So, as we all know, there is a calm before the storm. And yes, New Orleans was calm before Hurricane Katrina hit. So that Friday, we had been warned about a potential hurricane hitting the city or whatever. And, you know, like any other storm or any other hurricane strike, we thought it wasn't going to be that serious at all. So we didn't make any preparation plans at all. We didn't make any plans to go stay with nobody, none of that. None of it, because we thought it was going to be a mild storm like it always was. So Saturday morning, I wake up, it's a hammering on my window. And I'm like, what's going on? I wake up, I look out my window, it's my brother's dad, you know, putting boards up on the windows. And I'm like, I thought y'all wasn't taking this seriously. What's really going on? So my mama rushes in my room and tells me, pack whatever you can. We gotta go. This storm is serious. This is not to be taken lightly. Just pack whatever you can. Your brother going by his daddy, and it's gonna be me, you, your sister, me, you, and your sister. But we gotta get out of here. I don't know where we going, but we gotta get out of here. So my mom locks the house up. She locks the house up. She packs me and my sister in the car. She packs us in the car, and she rushes over to her job. At this time, she didn't really have no money. She didn't have money, and we did not plan for this. So she went to her job. At the time, she was managing, I think she was managing a Mega Cuts or a Super Cuts. But she went to her job, and she got some money from her job so that she could get some gas for her car. And we could hit the road. So we get on the interstate, and it's like moderate traffic. It's traffic, but it's not that much traffic. We make it to the spillway. As we going towards in that direction, we passed up my brother and his dad, who were in a separate car. So we make it to the spillway. It's bumper to bumper traffic, and oh my God. Whew. So it's me, my mom, my sister, and our dog in the car on the spillway, stuck in traffic. The cars are not moving. I want to say we had to at least be going at least 2 to 3 miles per hour. That's how bad traffic was. We were on that spillway. The storm didn't start yet, but the winds were like really, really strong to the point where it was shaking the bridge. I was so scared. And I don't know if y'all know about the spillway in Louisiana, but it's 2 long, skinny bridges taking you across, what is that, Lake Pontchartrain, or what is that? It's a lake, I think. It's taking you across. The traffic was so thick at that point, you could get out your car and literally walk around, because nobody was going anywhere no time soon. But me, I stayed in the car because I don't like that bridge, yo. I don't even like driving over that bridge. So we were stuck on that bridge, I want to say, for about 4 to 6 hours. Probably about 4 to 6 hours we were stuck on that bridge. Stuck in traffic. My God. It started moving after about 6 hours. It wasn't moving fast, though. It was just gradually moving. My mom's car ended up breaking down in Brookhaven, Mississippi. And she had to leave it there. And the place that we were going, she had finally figured out where we were going. She made some phone calls. My sister's dad's ex-girlfriend ended up coming to get us. I know, very weird, but she ended up being our saving grace. She drove all the way to Brookhaven, Mississippi from Memphis, Tennessee to come and get us. So she met us, grabbed us up, and we got back on the road to her house. So we make it to Memphis, Tennessee, and we get settled down in her house. And then about 2 hours later, my brother's dad makes it to Memphis, Tennessee to drop my brother off on his way to Atlanta to their other family members. He was either going to Houston or he was going to Atlanta. I'm not sure, but he dropped my brother off before he left and went to his final destination. So we get settled in. Next day, wake up, we are shown around her house. This lady has a huge house with a pool in the backyard. I'm just so excited at this point. Like, my mind was not focused on what was really going on in New Orleans at that point. Keep in mind that this all happened during the weekend and gradually started to get worse as the days progressed. So we started seeing where the levees had broke. We started seeing how the city was getting flooded. We started seeing families on top of the I-10 bridge. We started seeing families on the Superdome ramps, families on roofs. It was just so depressing. And the only thing I was looking for was my house. And, oh God, y'all. Just being put in that feeling of not being able to do nothing is just horrendous. I don't wish that on nobody, y'all. Fast forward to Monday. My mom went out looking for clothes and shoes for us because we really didn't get a chance to pack much. The only thing I packed when I left my house was my school uniform and one outfit and one pair of shoes. No socks, no nothing. Just left. Because we thought we was going to be coming back the next week and life was going to resume. But it did not go that way at all. So along with finding shoes and clothes, she had to find uniforms also. In which she really didn't find many uniforms. She found what she could. She got what she could from the people who were giving what they could. So we were enrolled in school. At that time, I was in high school. My brother was in middle school. And my little sister was still in elementary school. The name of my school was Craigmont High School. My brother attended Craigmont Middle. And my sister attended Brownsville Elementary School. The first day of school was scary. And it should have been because I'm in a new place with new people, not knowing nothing or nobody. Luckily, there were other people from the city at the school. So it's like everybody from New Orleans gravitated to each other. They clicked up with each other. And it's like we had our own little unit / family in the outside world. And it was weird. And it's hard to explain, but it was weird. Now, don't get me wrong. Outside of this family, I did have friends from Memphis. I went places with them. I went to their houses. Their families invited me to come and spend time with them and go places with them. I had fun. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Even during that depressing time, I had the time of my life, if that make any sense. While I was living in Memphis, I learned about gangs and gang activity. Now, y'all know they don't have no gangs in New Orleans. Y'all know that they don't have no gangs. Well, nowadays, they do. They got these little cliques or whatever. I don't know what they doing down there nowadays, but back then, before Katrina, they didn't have no gangs in New Orleans. So, living in Memphis, I was newly introduced to what gangs were and how they functioned and stuff like that. Was I in one? No. Y'all done lost y'all mind. Y'all know me better than that. So my mom eventually went back to New Orleans to go check on the house and stuff like that, and take pictures to send to FEMA so that she can get her money or whatever. So the house did get a lot of water. A lot of stuff was damaged. I think the only thing she was able to salvage out of my room was my little box of memories. In that little box of memories were love letters from my husband. Yes, love letters. Love letters that my husband had written to me in 2002. Those letters survived that storm, and I'm going to show them to y'all in this next clip. She also got a lot of our vital records out of there. She salvaged as much as she could, like pictures, recipe cards that her mom had left her. She salvaged a lot, but a little at the same time, because the house was just, oh boy, this is so depressing to talk about. So due to a number of things, our house eventually was torn down. Now the only thing left there is a piece of slab. Ask me how it feels going back home and going up that street and no longer seeing this big yellow house that I grew up in. Child. So after my mom's trip back to New Orleans to go check on the house or whatever, she was able to get all the documentation and pictures that she needed to send off to FEMA. And we got that FEMA check, and we was gone, child. But all jokes aside, we ended up moving into this apartment complex called Raleigh Village, which was right down the street in walking distance from our schools. And Raleigh Village, that was an adventure. Anybody from Memphis, y'all know about Raleigh Village. Y'all know about Raleigh Village. So eventually I ended up moving to Douglasville, Georgia with my dad. Because me and my mom, we had our little issues or whatever. Of course, I'm a teenager. I'm 16. I'm going through puberty, all these hormonal changes. And on top of that, the hurricane and losing all of my stuff. I'm lashing out. I'm not the same. My attitude then got 10 times worse. So she sent me by my daddy in Georgia. And I ended up spending the rest of my school year in Georgia. Now, when I moved to Georgia, I stayed with my daddy, but ultimately, he ended up moving me to my cousin's house, my older cousin's house, because that's where all of my younger cousins was. Like my first cousins, all the people that I could relate to, that's where they were. And I guess that was my daddy's way of trying to make me feel comfortable with being around people my own age and other kids and stuff like that. So I moved in with my older cousin. I ended up going to Chapel Hill High School in Douglasville, Georgia. Now that was an experience. That high school is like one of those high schools you see on one of these series on ABC. It was an experience, y'all. I mean, it was just beautiful. It was like the LSU of high schools. In other words, y'all know how LSU look. If you're from Louisiana and you've been on this campus, you know how LSU look. That's how Chapel Hill look. Just like a baby LSU. That's exactly what it looked like. So I guess I was just a little hot mess or whatever, because my daddy couldn't deal with me either. So he sent me back to Memphis. Oh girl, I was trouble. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I was something to be reckoned with. But yeah, he eventually sent me back to Memphis to be with my mama again. At that time, I want to say my mom was in between a rock and a hard place because she didn't want to move back to New Orleans. And she also didn't want to stay in Memphis. So she eventually decided to move us to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Baton Rouge. Where everybody go dumb. That's what they say. But I eventually graduated from high school out here and moved on to college out here, the Southern University, A&M. Now I want to say she ultimately chose to move us to Baton Rouge because Baton Rouge is an hour away from New Orleans. 45 minutes if you're doing past speed limit on the highway. You ain't hear that from me though. But I think she moved us out here because it was just a hop, skip, and a jump away from home. That's why she moved to this city. Now before I end this video, I have to say shout out to my mama. My mama a real superwoman for getting us out of that city in the time frame that she did. Thank you, mama. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I will give you anything. I love you. It's because of you I'm still here, and we did not get trapped in that storm and have to go through that. Thank you, mama. Thank you. So I had to get that out before I start ugly crying on this camera. With y'all know I'm emotional sometimes, but I got a thug on the inside of me too. But that's neither here nor there. I want to say thank y'all for tuning in to this video today. Make sure y'all give this video a like. If you're from New Orleans, comment your Katrina story. Let me know what you went through. Let me know how you coped. And I will see you guys in the next video, my loves.